Hello there, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Wisconsin Hugs. My name is Tony Grillo, and again, this is the fifth installment now of Star Trek football. The last one had a lot of views. I don't know if it was because of the thumb picture that I put up there, but I found this meme and I thought it was hilarious. I'm calling from my new Android smartphone. Yes, it even includes unlimited data. That's awesome. In the last video, too, I mentioned, and I'll try to get better at making these videos. This is kind of like a rough draft. I'm just kind of throwing whatever it is I want to put out there. Sometimes I make a video and I realize, oh man, I wish I would have said this joke. Well, the nice thing about doing like a serial video is that if you miss an opportunity to do a joke, you could put it in on the next video. But I should have thrown this picture in here. I mentioned it without showing a picture, but I mentioned that, when John Patrick Stewart did his audition, they actually put hair on him. And so this is what he looked like at that time with hair. Yeah, I don't, no, I don't see it either. Yeah, definitely the bald look looks a lot better on him. So this was week 3 of Star Trek football, and Captain Picard is got his game face on. He is ready to take on his next opponent, a division rival. They are known as the Ligonians. And these people are known as the Minnesota Vikings of the Federation. Their fans love to dress up in purple and yellow, and they love to say the word SKOL. And they are known as the Vikings. So you'll see a lot of Viking regalia. And both teams are on the field, and they are about to do the coin toss when a red carpet is rolled out for the quarterback of the Ligonian Vikings. And Captain Picard elects to receive the ball, and he's having a great game. He is throwing TD strikes one after another, earning him the nickname Sir Patrick Stewart Mahomes. And at halftime, Team Enterprise is up 27-0. However, during the second half, the Ligonian Vikings strike back, and their quarterback, his name is Luton. He is all of a sudden firing touchdown after touchdown to his best receiver, a fellow by the name of Justin Jefferson, who's just making all these spectacular catches. And during the course of the game, they can't find their security chief, Tasha Yar. She's supposed to be out there on defense, but she's nowhere to be seen. And the Ligonian Vikings have tied this game and are now sending it in overtime. And they were sitting in the locker room when Data came up to Picard and said, "I believe I know what happened to Tasha Yar." Sometime before the start of the second half, the Ligonian Vikings kidnapped her. Now, Picard was not very happy about this. And he thought, I really have had my doubts about Tasha Yar, and I thought about cutting her on off the team. How can a security chief get kidnapped by the opposing team that we're playing? I mean, it's her job to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen, because crazy things happen in Star Trek football. And you just don't know. You have to be prepared for anything. And so Picard, he's so fed up with these Ligonian Vikings that he's about ready to beam up to his ship and just destroy the whole planet. But he decides, I can't do that, because if I blow up the planet, then I have to cede a loss, and I don't want my football team to lose. So he instead goes over to the opposing team's locker room and talks to Luton and says, "Luton, what gives? Why'd you take my star defensive player and security chief?" And Luton replies, "Well, I had to find some way to punch a hole through your defense, and I figured she was one of your best players, but I also intend to make her my wife." Well, Picard was thinking to himself, maybe I should just cut her now, and then she can, he let her, I'll just release her. Maybe I can even pick up a draft pick. Maybe I could trade her and get a draft pick. But we still got to finish this game. And so he says, "Well, how do you propose we resolve this situation?" So for the overtime, Luton proposes a fight to the death with the surviving player being able to grab the football and score the game-winning touchdown. And Picard decides to go along with it. He figures, well, we'll find out if Tasha is worth her weight and deserves to be on this team. If she survives, she gets the win, and she'll be the hero. And if she loses, well, she'll wind up dying, and then Picard wouldn't have to worry about cutting her from the team. And Yeah, for added effect here, Luton made sure that, since they are SKOL Vikings, he made sure to uh, have these fighters put on these spiked gloves, and the spikes had poison on them. And you can see what an interesting contraption that is. Can you imagine wearing gloves like that and fighting? And that's exactly what these two ladies were doing, trading blows with these gloves. They're going all out. Uh, Luton's wife there, her name is Yarina, and she's, I think, more pissed at her husband than she is at Tasha. And while they're battling, everybody in TCF Stadium there on the planet Lagonia, they're all in their purple and they're doing their SKOL clap. SKOL clap. SKOL clap. SKOL clap. SKOL clap. Wow. Yeah, they also sound the horn too while the fight is going on. And Tasha Yar remembered a movie that she enjoyed watching a long time ago when she was a kid. The movie was called Karate Kid, Daniel's son. So Tasha managed to bring out her own Daniel's son, and she did an amazing crane kick. Hi-ya! And Yarina got knocked on her butt. Tasha Yar had won the fight. She won the fight. All she had to do was get the football and run it for the game-winning touchdown. Tasha Yar scores. Team Enterprise has won their third game in a row in a thrilling sudden overtime victory with a touchdown by Tasha Yar. And the Ligonian Viking fans were sobbing and crying. Meanwhile, Dr. Crusher immediately ran over to where Yarina was. Some of the poison sticks stuck into her body, and it wasn't looking good for Yarina. And Tasha Yard was suddenly concerned because if she won the battle, then she would have to take her place as Luton's wife. Earlier in the game, Will Riker had to get treated for a head injury, and he asked Dr. Crusher, how's she doing? Dr. Crusher said, I don't think I can save her. Yarina is dead. And then Luton said, Tasha, you are now to be my wife. But suddenly Yarina showed up. Not so fast, hubby. I didn't die after all. Dr. Crusher managed to save me. And I know what you've been trying to do. And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, well, my dad is the owner of the football team. And that's why you married me. You married into power. But a couple days ago, my dad wound up dead. And I see what you're trying to do here. You tried to kill me as well. So that you would become the sole owner of the Ligonian Vikings. But your plan didn't work, husband. For I didn't die. And the police want to talk to you. Suddenly the police showed up. And he's like, get your hands off me. No, you're not taking me in. No. And then they stunned him. And they threw him on the ground, put him in handcuffs. And they hauled his ass out of that stadium and took him to jail to answer for the death of Yarina's father. And Captain Picard's Team Enterprise was now 3-0. All thanks to Tasha Yar. And Captain Picard still wasn't sure about whether or not he should cut Tasha Yar. But he decided not to talk about that right now. I mean, they had a victory there. They won their game. And he even gave her a pat on the back and told her, don't feel bad. It all worked out in our favor. Nice job, Lieutenant Commander. And Team Enterprise left the Ligonian Viking Stadium with another win under their belt, standing at 3-0. Would they be so lucky against their next opponent? Well, you'll have to watch the next video to find out. And I hope you all enjoy my little comedy bit here. Star Trek football. Live long and prosper. Wisconsin hugs.